that make you go.
You know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say.
Stand by for the countdown. Prepare audience for maximum impact. Full immersion begins live. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
White people, us. Upper crust. In God we rust. Use Jesus to be racist. Rob land you trust. Slave master us. We the sun, you the dust. Clean our pus as we rape you with lust. Start a fuss? Okay, Civil War us. You fight for us. Emancipation Proclamation, we don't give a fuck. You stay stuck. 40 acres and a mule, don't be a fool. We own the sky, don't look up. No reparation us. Segregation us. Back of that bus. You want rights? Find you in the night, hang you from a tree. Sister, take a picture. Family gathering. But we like the way you sing. We steal your music. You know what makes you feel free? Off you make more money us. You funny to us. Entertain us. Tell us a fable. Eat at our table? You brainless. Start a business? You want to compete? We the bank. What'd you think? Ever heard of Black Wall Street? Burn your church. You nothing worth. Sorry about Martin Luther King. But look how fast you run. Look at you get airborne. Put you in a uniform. Damn, you're better than us. But don't forget, you're still dumb. Plus, we own the team. So we gave you this dream. Nice people us. What? How are we mean? We vulture for your culture. Slavery. Oh, me. That was so long ago. Everything was clean when we set you free. Even gave guns and drugs to your community. Aw, look at the poor kid on crack. It's so sad to be black, but we're not gonna help. All we care about's ourselves, white people us. What up? Oblivious. Elect Trump. Invalidate your feelings. I can't believe you're kneeling. I'm in so much disgust. How do you not love a country about you that doesn't give a fuck? White people us. Pretentious. It's ridiculous. On the same bus, we get after-school detention. You 50 years in private prison. We citation. Brock Turner. You murdered. White cop paid vacation. Don't know how to listen. Afraid to lose our position. Don't know what it's like. Cause we're white. People, us. Need to wake the fuck up. We created this racist society, so obviously it's on us to change it into equality. Fucking duh.
Not to be popular. It just, I'm inspired by my brother, that Reality Temple's brother, the most powerful voice on the internet, that Real Angel Snubbing Up 7. That's right, brother. I'm calling you out, brother. I'm building you. I'm putting you out there, brother. I'm shouting you out. That's my inspiration.
Dragon Manifest. Welcome to the Reality Tip on Earth, Dragon Manifest.
Thank you for having me, brother. This is an honor. I've been watching you for at least a couple years now.
Yes, sir.
From the first time I got hip to your channel, I've been hooked ever since. I'm always looking out for new videos. I mean, when I first saw your channel, I said, "Oh, this is an ancestor that has most definitely returned." Yes, most definitely. This is not a new ancestor. This is an old ancestor.
And my name is Myron. They call me Sniffy. My name Myron Johnson. They call me Sniffy. They call me Sniffy. My cousin is Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm here to give y'all a message. Y'all better leave my cousin alone. That's what y'all better do. My cousin Umar doing good work for y'all. Y'all some stupid ass niggas, man. And y'all ain't giving the man no money.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi.
5 O'Shea shows.
Nick, selling drugs to, black people and then making some excuse about it, saying like, I'm a product of my environment. I didn't have any other choice. When, there's plenty of other choices than selling drugs and breaking the law. And we're talking about breaking the law. We're not talking from the moral standpoint. We're talking about lawful. Okay. So again, laws have consequences. Morals are just, subjective. But when you have laws and things on paper that say, if you do this, we're going to punish you by incarcerating you, and you break them and you're dumb enough to get caught, then you're just dumb.
All right. Shout out to Reality's Temple in the building. Well, just for I got to get him on here, man. You talk about somebody polarizing. Whoa. that brother is, I'll leave that alone. Shout out to the brother, though. Just
watch as we pray. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Ashe, Ashe. In fact, I tend to the garden of the mind and the pool of the soul daily, praying ceaselessly with boldness, casting my cares on the provider of all things. The protection I have is truth based in wisdom, mission being to eradicate ignorance. With persistent due diligence, I step on devils. As Holy Breath speaks the straight path to eternal life, whom shall I fear? This is much more than rhetorical acrobatics set to rhythm. Our work is an in-depth analysis into the houses built where the soul resides with precision. As J. Dave says, balance is...
And that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. He's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
Hey, my brother, I had to call you and thank you personally again. I cannot describe to you how happy I was to meet you in person, finally. That was just amazing.
We want to make sure that we're not just working to be first, but we're working to be right. A lot of times there are situations when things are just happening so fast. It's always important to be fast, but we always want to be right.
Free your mind.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord. Oh, excuse me. Had a flashback. Sorry about that. Peace and respect, Brother Micah. That's part of my PSD, PDS, whatever they call it. But of course, as in the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I'm the gatekeeper, the host of this program, known on social media, wherever you may find me. I'm known as the Mighty One Angel Snub Number 7, and I am also your Soul Brother Number 1. Well, welcome to a special Sunday edition. Hope that y'all doing all right. And maybe earlier, before I came on air, some of y'all went out and got the Holy Ghost. Bring some of that spirit here. Give me some of that energy. If it exists, I don't know. You said exists. Okay, well, all right. Hey, Brother Twin, what's happening? Okay. Title or the subject that we chosen for these few minutes, and joining me on speakerphone is our brother, soul brother Taalik in the background, and he's certainly welcome to bring his piggyback and off what I say, and then give us his insight into the topic. I just wanted to make some points. I want to make some points for us here. I want to tell you something a little about myself. I'm not interested in race. I'm not interested in gender. I'm not interested in rich. I'm not interested in poor. I'm interested in what is, that's what I'm interested in. What is fair? What is justice? That's what I'm interested in. Because if you can practice freedom, justice, and equality and be fair with everybody, all these other issues won't exist or will be at the bare minimum. So I'm interested in what is, as they say, what is right. I want to, like Spike Lee said, that's what I want. So of course, as a male, I don't have to spend a lot of time defending womanhood. I can just sit back and do like many of these guys do and defend my gender, right or wrong, just like Caucasian people do. Caucasian people, white people, pink people, whatever you want to call them, they know. In fact, I just saw a video. There was a Caucasian guy, and he basically rapped the whole history. And he was talking about what Caucasian people have done, so they know. And at the end of his rap, he said, now look, this is what he said at the end of the rap. Only white people can solve this racism issue. He said, you know why? Because we started it. Indians, Negroes, immigrants, those who just come to this country. I don't give a damn if you end up president, or you're a governor, or you're a congressman, or whatever the hell you think that you are. The only one, just like this guy said, they started it. They know what it is. Only they are the ones can bring it to an end. You cannot do that. You're not in a position, you don't have the power. In fact, you really don't even know what racism, white supremacy is. You really don't. You know you've been hurt by it, but you really don't know what it is. That's why you are ineffective. That's why you can't make no real headway. Pretty slogans and crying and marching and protesting, that's not going to stop it. The only ones who can stop it are the ones who started it. Just like this Caucasian man said on the video.
Keep to the right on I-39 North, US 51 North.
And clearly, like he was saying in the video, they're not interested in stopping it because there's a benefit. Racism, white supremacy made them rich. Racism, white supremacy put them on top of the world. You think they just gonna let that go? People like feeling better than some other folks. Just like some of you, you got your education, you got pretty cars, you got things, and you feel better than the homeless person on the street, the drug addict, the prostitute. and you go to church and you praise Jesus, you think that you're better. But when white folks want to feel better, you got a problem with it, and you do the same damn thing because you put yourself in a position, you look down on people. Oh, I'm prettier than that girl. I'm not gonna give her a date. I'm not gonna date her because I'm better. I'm prettier. I'm smarter. She's too fat. He's too skinny, too tall, whatever, because we're better. We're better. See? So how the hell can you get angry at Caucasian people because they want to be better and you have the same attitude? Matter of fact, out in the Black conscious community, remember they teach black supremacy. They teach about they original, they better.
Take US 150 Mitsubishi motorway.
They created civilization while the white man was in the caves. I'm better than you, cause you in a cave. I'm civilized. I'm better than you. I'm greater than you. I'm smarter than you are. So brothers and sisters, clearly, we are living amongst a bunch of hypocrites. That's what you're living among, hypocrites. How can you get mad at the white man and you want the same damn thing? Really? Go tell that to somebody else. So, you have racial bias. I mean, not racial bias. You have gender bias. We know for thousands of years that men have kicked women in their ass for thousands of years, just like the racists have kicked melanated people in the ass for thousands of years. Same stuff. One is race, one is dealing with race, the other is gender. I don't care if you're in Africa or you're a native, wherever you find women on this planet, these men have kicked these women in the ass. The only one that can stop it, because they the ones who started it, is men. That's the only one who can stop it, is men. Women can't stop this. They don't have the power. They don't have the influence.
Mitsubishi motorway, and then keep to the left in 0.4 miles.
They can't do them. Just like that's all we have been as melanated, dark-skinned people.
In a quarter mile, keep to the
is
left on US 150 East, and then
victims.
turn left in 100 feet.
Of my gender, tell women I'm the head of household, I'm the leader, I'm the head Negro in charge, all that kind of good stuff. See, that makes these guys feel good, especially soul brothers, especially the so-called Negro.
This road for 6 miles.
That really makes them feel good.
Speed warning.
Okay.
Speed warning.
What I'm upset about is the strong resistance that the sisters give them. That's what they're angry about. They're angry about the sisters are now in a position where they can take care of themselves. They don't have to tolerate the abuse and exploitation like women used to do. That's an advantage you have as a woman in America. Now, in other countries, those women are still under the, because of religion, because of their culture, they're still under that oppression of womanhood. So that's why these Negroes,
Speed warning.
they like this, they like being the man. Yeah. Subjugated. Yeah, right. I can't hardly see my screen. These men love that.
Speed warning.
Have to give me a
Left curve ahead.
you have to excuse me. I'm trying to do this and I gotta take care of my business here. I don't want to end up in a ditch some damn where. That's not gonna be cool. That's not gonna be cool being live on a video and y'all see me in a ditch. That's not gonna be cool at all. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here too. But look here. So the reason why you do not see Caucasian people and Universal More, the reason why you do not see Caucasian people in no rush to destroy racism, white supremacy, nor do you see men in no hurry
Speed warning.
to talk about a woman is equal to him, because they enjoying the benefits. They enjoy the benefits of it all. But like I told you, it's not about woman, it's not about man, it's not about rich, it's not about poor.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
It's about what is right. It is wrong. Just like slavery is wrong. It is wrong for men to do to women what they have done the last few thousand years. It's wrong. And yeah, I can benefit. But I'm not interested in, because I'm interested in what is right. I don't care. I'm not interested in ruling over somebody.
Speed warning.
Being somebody's massa, telling them what to do, feeling better, feeling superior over somebody. See, it goes again. You want to talk about, you want to get angry at the white folks because they want to feel superior and better. And here you are doing the same thing to women.
Speed warning.
The same stuff. The same thing. You know, we're dealing with a bunch of hypocrites. I want to make some points real quick.
Right curve ahead.
As the topic is single black mothers and forced marriages. There is a narrative that we would be doing better as a people simply because so-and-so is married. We could be married. Marriage is nothing but a religious ritual. It means nothing. It does not determine whether you are a success or a failure as a people. Mind you, it is a good thing for children to have both of their parents. This is a good thing. I would never tell you.
Continue on this road for 10 miles. Right curve ahead.
I would never tell you that that is a bad thing. Matter of fact, there's an old African proverb, I believe. It says it takes a village to raise children, not just your parents. It takes a whole community to raise those children. The mother and the father is just the first step. It takes the whole community to guide and direct our children in the right manner, not just parents. Because if the society itself is not right, you got some problems. Serious problems. Just like what we experience right now. You could be the greatest parents on the planet. But murder is waiting on your children, rape, lies, theft, racism, all kinds of crap, drug addiction, all kinds of crap is waiting on your children. So it don't make any difference about what we are as parents when your society, when the village that you raise your children in is messed up. Makes no difference. So that's a fallacy and some feel-good rhetoric and a poor attempt at a solution just to say, oh, if black women was married, if black men was married, we would do better. That don't even make any sense. That does not determine anything. That's just a ritual. That's just marriage. To one another. That has nothing to do with society. That's a personal, individual contract. You have people who raise children, never been married, do a better job than people who have been married. This is a fact. It's a horrible thing to talk about the single black mother. Let me remind you, sometimes a woman can be married and she lose her husband, that makes her a widow. Scott King was a single black mother. She was a widow. Betty Shabazz was a single black mother. She was a widow. They decided they would not get remarried. They raised their children, and to my knowledge, they did a pretty good job. They were single mothers. If the mother is crazy, but if crazy, she's going to raise crazy children. If the parents are crazy, drug addicts and crackheads, whatever, those parents going to raise bad children. Not necessarily so, because as you grow older, you come into your own mind. And see, that's another thing. You cannot blame parents for what these children do when they start getting of age. Because children begin to have and develop their own mind. But I just want to remind these idiots that just because a woman is a single mother doesn't necessarily mean that's what she wanted. You cannot stop a man from leaving you. You can force a man to marry you, and vice versa. And when your partner dies, there's nothing that you can do about it. Now, you keep talking about these single black mothers, and we just ignore there are a lot of single black fathers out there too. You never talk about them because they are in the minority, plus they are males. They can't do nothing wrong. They males. And according to your logic, a father cannot raise girls. So you tell me about these single black fathers and they raising all these nothing but girls. I guess they part of the lesbian problem. He's teaching his daughters how to be men, right? Y'all so silly and stupid. Y'all the most dumbest ass folks ever. There are single fathers who raised nothing but daughters and did an excellent job. Now, of course, he's got to learn things he got. But there are many single fathers who have raised nothing but girls all by themselves and did a wonderful job. I remember there was a show talking about this, a singing family. And the mother, something, I forgot what the name of this program was. But he raised all his daughters They all went to college and everything. By himself. He learned how to braid hair and all that kind of good stuff, and he raised his children. He didn't care whether they was male or female. He loved his children. There is an advantage. There's an advantage to it. And we think that just getting married means something. Let me tell you this. And some of this I want to tell you is experience. I did not read it from a book. I was alive. I was watching this unfold.
Things that make you go, you know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say.
Now let's go ahead and bring this to conclusion. I am basically responding to those persons.
Speed limit reduced to half.
Both men and women, but particularly men. There are those men who believe to solve the problem of the so-called nigger, the only thing you have to do is get married. That is a fallacy. Slaves got married. So what? Don't mean nothing. That's a personal contract between you and the person that you get together with. Y'all claim that you love each other and you want to be together and start this family. That's your business. That's a religious ritual. And quite honestly, when you think about marriage, you think about a man and a woman. And this is what I don't like about the gay community, is we know that marriage means, or we view marriage between a man and a woman. They are not satisfied with civil union. They want to be married. What's wrong with a civil union? I want to be married. And you want to know something? This is what I would have done if I was in the position. For those who are heterosexual, I would advise us to be involved in civil unions. Let them have the marriage. See, the only reason why these persons want the word marriage, because they know it means, they know what kind of weight the word marriage means. And they want to legitimize an unnatural lifestyle. Has nothing to do with hate, has nothing to do with dislike. It's an unnatural lifestyle. And you know that religion teaches against that lifestyle. So what you want to do, you want to force yourself
in 2.5 miles.
On religious institution to try to make yourself valid in the eyes of society. And see, I don't like that. Because you're trying to force your way of life on somebody. That's what that means. I can't get with that. I don't care what you do in your bedroom or anything like that. But see, some folks, to me, I could be incorrect, correct me if I'm wrong,
There was nothing wrong with civil union. You said you wanted, this is what they said. They only wanted the same rights that married people get. That's the only thing they wanted. So they was given civil union. You got all the rights, everything a married couple have, you have. But see, that's not enough. You want to legitimize. You want to make valid. You want to force your lifestyle, whether it's that or crack or marijuana or whatever the hell it is. Folks want to legitimize and want to make valid the things that they do. And they want to force it on others. I can't get with that. I don't like that. I don't roll with that. There was nothing wrong with civil union.
In a half mile, keep to the left.
Why
39.
Do you feel as though you need to say I'm married? For the reason that I just told you. That's the reason why.
Mile, keep to the left on I-39.
That's the reason why. And then I'm married. And you teach the children, we married couple. It's an unnatural lifestyle.
Continue on this road for 20 miles.
You will not find in nature that type of behavior at all. It's unnatural. And we should not try to promote it like it's natural. It's not. We know that marriage comes from a religious institution that actually teaches against that lifestyle. Why would you want to embrace something or be part of something that teaches against you? It's all about making yourself credible, valid. That's what it's all about. I don't like that. I treat you like a human being, respect you as a human being, but when you want to force certain things on the public and children, I have a problem with that, because children are at the age they don't know. So I cannot get with that. How did I get on that subject anyway? I don't know.
State order ahead.
And the same goes for all this transgender. Have you ever seen a transgender bear? A transgender fox? A transgender chicken? It gets worse and worse. Bisexual, trilateral. It gets worse. The whole thing gets worse and worse. But in this society, and you're eating all these different chemicals, and you are abused and exploited, who knows what's gonna come out the cookie jar? Where was the transgender slave? Massa, I was born as a man, but I feel like I was a woman. What? Where was the homosexual slaves at? If you notice all this behavior in black folks, soul brothers and sisters, all this did not start to happen until we were allowed to integrate with these people who were doing this all the time. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could be in error. I never heard a homosexual slave. I never heard of a transgender slave. All this started happening when the slave was made free and began integrating into the dominant society,
crossing border,
which always have exhibited these type of behaviors. and we were raped for hundreds of years, sexually abused, molested. This is where a lot of our behaviors come from. And deep down inside, if you talk to somebody, the majority of these people and the ones that I have spoken to, if you speak to them, somewhere in their life, they was raped, they was molested, some type of mental trauma, something happened to them. These things just don't happen. And now you're seeing stories where people supposed to be transgender, now they trying to go back to where they come from. They a woman, they was born a woman, turned into a man, and now they want to go back. Hey, what's up there, Jones? We're living in a unnatural civilization. So none of this is shocking to me. And pretty soon, those who want to marry dogs and cats, they want their rights. They want the right to marry a dog and cat. They want to marry a dog and a cat or a goat or a sheep. Woo! Anyway, let me get back to... Bye. Bye. I have to admit, I got me a sheep on my truck. I'm gonna ask my sheep to marry me next month. Bye. Bye. Woo! Unnatural society. So, you have men. Okay, Joe. Hey, what's up to the Jones Man family? How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? Okay. I am glad that you come to join me. I hope I'm not tripping right now. I'm probably the only person on YouTube that can admit I'm wrong. If I'm in error, please let me know. I don't want to be in error. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to be foolish. I want to be construction ahead, as right as possible. I mean, there's no such thing as perfection, but I want to walk and stand and as perfect as I possibly can. I want to do the right thing, like Spike Lee said. So, our subject, single black mothers. Okay, all right, Mr. Jones. Our subject is single black mothers and forced marriages. Now, there are a group of men, and a lot of women too believe this, but a lot of men really, really love to talk about the good old days. They said, man, the only thing we have to do to straighten up our community is get married, and let's go back to the good old days. You know, grandma and grandfather, they was together for years and years and years. The black family was together. The black man was in the house. All these old ratchet single mothers. Woo, we need to go back to the good old days. Well, let me tell y'all something about the good old days. Jim Crow was part of the good old days. Slavery was part of the good old days. Lynching, tar and feathering was part of the good old days. So when you talk about let's go back to the past, to the good old days, you gotta take the bad with the good. And this family that you think that it was existing during the good old days, look, let me tell you something. Do you know why the black family was as good as you believe they was back in the good old days, if the Negro even began to act like the way we act in 2019, these Peckerwoods will string you up real quick. Bring attention to yourself the way we do now. You end up being strung up. So those people in the good old days were smart. They try to keep their business on the down low because they did not want to attract the attention of some racists that could probably mess around and lynch them from a tree. They had to move smart. That's why things were so good. Because back in the good old days, black people was getting drunk, they was cussing, they was doing a whole lot of different stuff. But they knew how far to take it. They did not want to attract attention by these Peckerwoods. Also, remember, our people were Christians. So a lot of them tried to obey and be good Christians. All right? Now this is the part where you just ignore. Women, females in the good old days, just like in 2019, but it's gotten a little better. But in the good old days, remember, women could not own property. Women did not have a say-so in nothing. There was a time there was no women in the Congress. There were no women mayors, no women lawyers, no women nothing. You told that woman, you grow up, try to find you a good man, preferably a rich one, have 10 or 12 babies, and live the good Christian life. That's what they was told. And that's what these women done. They didn't have too much of a choice. And so these marriages, these men knew they had their advantage, and there was a lot of abuse in these marriages. Everything in that family is what the man say do. He was running the show. The wife would stay home, take care of the children. That's a 24-hour job. Wash her husband nasty drawers with them doo-doo stains, and she'll do it with a smile because she love her husband and her children, and she's a good Christian lady. And her raggedy husband only work a few hours maybe 40 hours a week or whatever. Come home every night. This is my house. I pay the bills. What you mean this your house? You do your job. You do your job to pay the bills, take care of the family, because the wife is taking care of the children in the house. She got a lot of these sisters are good. They had a good home-cooked meal on the table. For this bum, that's not good enough. He catch hell on the job, and he come home, and a lot of these brothers are taking out on the wife and the children. You think that these women in these long-lasting marriages and all that, you think they was living the good life. It was all beautiful. That's a fallacy. That's a lie. And when you are a Christian, remember, you cannot seek a divorce because God looks and frowns upon divorce. So a lot of these sisters will stay in these abusive marriages. Plus, what is she gonna do if she leaves this man? How's she gonna take care of herself? Look at a situation like Ike and Tina Turner. Now here's a woman, she's famous, she got money, No, she don't have any money. Her husband, Ike, is controlling everything. What's up there, Jeremiah? Her husband, Ike, is controlling everything, like these marriages in the past. And then these men, they abuse their family, they abuse the children. They cheat on their wives. And it's all right. The only thing the wife can do is cry and take it. That's what was happening in these beautiful families that y'all talking about. It is an outdated concept. Marriage is. It's also nothing but a religious ritual. That's all it is. As long as you love that person and you guys commit to one another, you do not have to get a piece of paper. Now, by law, there are some advantages. By law, you can take advantage of. But besides that, nothing really special about marriage. What it is for men, or what it was for men, and what it is still for men, a lot of men, is that marriage, you have a guaranteed slave. That's what you have. You got this woman, she's a Christian, you know she's not going nowhere because she believes in God. Jesus is not gonna like that she get a divorce, so she's gonna stay there and tolerate the abuse and exploitation from this retarded ass dude. It's still going on today. You think that all these marriages, people are living the good life or something. And usually, the reality is, usually the troublemaker, yeah, I do hear about Jesse Lee Peterson talking all that old crazy stuff, the good old days. And see, I grew up in some of this stuff. I watched it. And then, single mothers have always been around. Single mothers is nothing new. This is what Caucasian people used to do back in the day.
In 2 miles, take exit 171A, WI-26.
And they probably still doing it in 2019. Because they have to show themselves to be of high moral character. Let me tell y'all something. It is natural for boys to be attracted to girls, girls attracted to boys, men attracted to women, women attracted to men. That is natural. This religious stuff is teaching you to try to be something that is unnatural. Celibacy, to be a priest, that's unnatural. Because the right woman come around, he's gonna give in because that's nature. It's hard to resist nature. Now, what we need to do, even though it's natural, is we need to take responsibility for what we do. And I would advise, at a young age, especially coming into puberty, I would take the advice of Elijah Muhammad and separate the boys from the girls. And when boys and girls are together, they must be chaperoned. They must be taught responsibility. They must be taught and shown the seriousness of the sex act and what love is and all these things. Parents need to teach their children.
Take exit 171A, WI-26, Milton Avenue.
I have a friend
to the right in 0.2 miles.
And she was an incredible parent to her daughter. Her mission was to make sure her daughter was not going to be
171A, WI-26.
a teenage mother.
And then keep to the right in 0.2 miles.
And she was on the case. I gotta give it to that lady. I mean, she was on the case. Her daughter did date.
0.2 miles, keep to the right on WI-26 North Milton.
Her daughter did date and all that kind of stuff, but she was chaperoned. Her mother was there. Her daughter never was alone with a boy, never.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
And see, we have to take responsibility because, see, nature is going to do what nature's supposed to do. We have to take responsibility for our children. Matter of fact, even as adults, we have to take responsibility for ourselves, even as adults. You have all these babies, all these children, and all these deadbeat parents, mothers and fathers running around here, getting these babies. They're not taking responsibility for themselves. And the sad thing about it, if you cannot take responsibility for yourself, it's a damn shame, but then it's up to the government to control yourself and to guide you where you need to go, which they shouldn't, the government shouldn't have to do that, but you're living in a society right now. You're living in a society right now.
Continue on this road for 21 miles.
Where this is the result when government and you got people doing anything the hell they want to do. We're living in it. Is it wonderful? Is it beautiful? Do you like it? Nature is nature. So single mothers always been around. This is what white folks, Caucasian, pink people used to do. They used to ship their daughters out of town until they have their babies and give the baby up for adoption. So the neighbors and all the friends never know that daughter was pregnant. Because, see, I'm a good Christian. My daughter don't do stuff like that. They hide it. And they still doing it to this day. They hide things. You think that the only one that's running around here getting pregnant single mothers, teenage mothers, was black children? No, no, no. Matter of fact, toward the early 2000s on MTV, they used to have a show, My Teenage Pregnancy, and the majority of those pregnant teenagers was Caucasian girls. Sure was. So, another thing, back in the good old days, they used to do, if you got a girl pregnant, bruh, you had to marry her by force. You would have men come to your door, the father, and maybe some of the neighbors. Son, you gotta marry, you done knocked up this daughter. They will force you to marry her. So a lot of and even in 2019, now, you might not have shotgun weddings back in the day, but a lot of these marriages are not because of love. A lot of these marriages is forced. There's a lot of pressure on the two people to get married because the families don't like it. You're making the family look bad. So all these marriages, all this stuff that y'all talking about, how wonderful marriage is and blah, blah, a lot of this stuff is not even real. And the sad thing about it, you take it out on the children who are born from people who are not married. You actually call these children, hey, what's up there, Nikki? You actually call these children bastards. What a horrible name to call a child. And see, this is another slick thing that some of y'all do. You get married just long enough so those babies is born, and then you get a divorce because you don't want your children to be called bastard. You're not slick. But why look, why are you calling children bastards anyway? Oh, they was born out of wedlock. they illegitimate. How is this child illegitimate? When sperm and egg come together, that's the law of nature, you get baby. So how are they illegal? No, the ones who are illegal, if you want to call somebody a bastard, are the ones who committed the sin. They fornicated, committed adultery, or whatever. Those are the bastards, not the children. You should be ashamed of yourself to call babies, little infants, children that didn't have nothing to do with how they came into the world, to call them a bastard. You should be ashamed of yourself. And these are Christians, the ones that love everybody. But you'll turn around, well, you're a child, your parents wasn't married. You a bastard. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Really? This is the peace lover. This is the holy and righteous person. Don't call a child, a poor little baby, a bastard. So, man. Now look. So,
speed warning.
There we are. Everything is not what it's cracked up to be. Like I said in part 1, I would suggest, if it's possible, and it's a good thing, that children have their mother and their father. That's a good thing. I'm not teaching, I'm not talking against marriage. It can be a wonderful thing. I've seen couples who have been married for years, and that husband has a deep respect for his wife. He's not running around trying to treat her like a slave. They have a good marriage. Also, it takes a village. It takes a community to raise children. What's up there, Andre? There's nothing wrong with marriage, but it is not the solution to your problem. It can help us be better people, build a better society. That it can do. But it's not some kind of miracle. A woman can have children and raise those children with or without a man. Female animals have been doing that for generations. I have a question here. What is my opinion of a simp? I've been called a simp lots of times. A simp.
Speed warning.
Now see, this is a label that black men use, they got from the races. Here you are a man. You the head of the household, you the leader.
Speed warning.
And you cannot even produce your own labels, your own descriptions. You always got a copy what some other man made up, a simp.
Speed warning.
A Captain Save-A-Hoe. As a man, if you was a real man, you would be proud to be a Captain Save-A-Hoe, because that's your job. Is to protect the woman, whether she's a hoe, she's a teacher, a lawyer, a prostitute, or whatever the hell she is. That's what y'all say. Y'all say that the duty of a man is to protect and to provide. Then you turn around and talk about, I'm not a Captain Save-A-Hoe. You contradicting your own damn
speed warning.
description of what you said that you're supposed to be. And the reason why the soul sisters are in the condition they are in is because she has not had a good man. Whatever she is, if she's a hoe, if she's ratchet, whatever she is, that's because she has not had a man. She has not had a good man. Here you are living with racists. Here you are knowing the reason why she's in the condition she's in because of the hundreds of years of exploitation and integration with the unnatural people. Here you are living with racists and you believe that everything's supposed to be all la-di-da and goody two-shoe. No. This is a toilet bowl. Do you know what people put in toilet bowls? Doo-doo. And pee-pee. And maybe some other stuff y'all don't want to talk about. Okay. Filth. This is filth. How do you expect clean to come out of filth? That's not how it works. American society was born due to violence, rape, exploitation, and all kinds of evil. Here you are laying in America, and you think everything's supposed to be all beautiful. No, that ain't how it works. This is a toilet bowl. You should be wanting to get out of it. Either you clean the toilet bowl, or you get out of the toilet bowl. Flush the toilet.
Speed warning.
Clean it up. Since you know that you can't clean it up, since you don't know how to flush the toilet, then a wise person would want to leave. If your football falls into the toilet, I know you don't expect it to be clean. Not when the toilet is full of feces and other exciting stuff. Okay? We live in a toilet bowl. Y'all expecting a lot from people. We're dirty, we're nasty, we're filthy. The purpose of religion was supposed to clean us up. That's the purpose of religion. Whether it's Allah, whether it's Jesus, or whatever that religion is supposed to be, it's supposed to be able to clean you up. So here you are, living in America. There's a synagogue, there's a temple, there's a church on every damn corner. How clean is America? Apparently, that type of soap is ineffective. It's ineffective. You expecting something clean to come from something that's dirty. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. Either you clean it up or you get out. See, another problem here is you like the money, you like the pornography, you like the marijuana, the drugs, the violence. You actually like the stuff, really, you do.
Speed warning.
You might not admit it, but you actually like this stuff. You remind me of the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot's wife. And Lot and his family was told, you need to get out of there, get out of the city, because the God, I'm gonna send hellfire. I'm gonna destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And when you leave, don't look back. Just go. But Lot's wife, because there was something about that city, something about that life, she sort of liked, she had to take a sneak peek, and according to the Bible, she turned into a pillar of salt. And see, that's that's your problem. You actually like this. You want to live, you want clean, but you also like dirty. The Bible also says you cannot serve two masters. gonna serve the Lord or you gonna serve the devil. You can't serve two masters. Either you're gonna be good or you're gonna be evil. There is no in between. I'm a little bit of this and I'm a little, no, you all evil or you all good. There is no in between. But that's the game y'all want to play. That's not how things work. You really like this. The problem is it makes you upset sometimes a little bit. You know, that's all. Makes you a little upset. You know. That's not how it works.
Speed warning.
We live in a nasty, hypocritical, violent society. What do you expect? And if you're gonna live here, you gotta take the bad with the good. It's simple as that. That's why, again, according to religious teachings, the God said has to be a new heaven and a new earth. Brand new. And the former things need to pass away. You gotta let go of all the former things. And that's something that you cannot do because there's a lot of things here that you like. Don't you know,
speed warning,
Christians, don't you know Muslims, all y'all religious folks, if the scriptures is saying that the God is to make a new heaven and a new earth and the former things shall pass away, that's part of the old. It has to pass away. And you want to hold on to it because you don't understand, because you don't know what the new is. So you want to hold on to it. You know, I'm going to say this, I'm going to get out of here. It reminds me of people who don't want to change with technology. There are people holding on to their old rotary telephones. They are actually scared. They do not want to deal with cell phones because the new scares them. It scares them and they don't want to change for the better. And that's the way we are. What do you mean, let my Islam go? What do you mean? The Jesus said in your Bible, it's the sick that need a doctor. Your religion is for the sick. If God is creating a new heaven and earth, you're no longer sick. So what do you need that for? What you need the Bible for? What you need the Quran for? That's for the sick. That's for a time prior to the coming. You don't need that no more. Yeah, that's another bad thing about to spy on us. All these telephones have a GPS. They know where all of us are at. Every one of us that got one of these smartphones, they can tell you exactly where you at. They know everywhere you go, they know.
Speed warning.
So it's not a change for the better. But it's technology. This is where we're at. And the time for rotary phones is gone. But you got many people, and I even have some relatives that's up in age, they still have their rotary telephones.
Speed warning.
I think you can still buy rotary telephones. I think you still can. Well, not a rotary phone, but those push button type. I heard you still can get rotary service. But anyway, that's it.
In 1 mile, take the entrance to the right on.
We are afraid of the new. The reason many of us are afraid of the new is because we can't control it.
In a half mile, take the entrance to the right on WI 89.
And because we
WI 26 BR.
We don't understand. So really it's fear. We don't understand. And for those who are in the dominant position in life, they don't want nothing new unless they can control it. But see, if God comes, he takes all that. This God taking all that all out of your hands.
Right on WI 26 BR.
You don't have that kind of control. So single, they forced a man to marry that woman, and they also hid their pregnancies. Took them out of town. Also, I want to let you know that actually it started with my generation, really.
Turn left up.
Because really you didn't see a whole lot of that. But when I was a teenager, it started happening. We started seeing the young girls get pregnant. So if you go back to Good Times, there was an episode where JJ was supposed to get this girl pregnant. That's when this single mother thing in the black community really started happening in the late 1970s. That's when it started. And really what really made it worse was the welfare system was set up. If a young girl got pregnant with a baby, I mean, you had it going on.
In a half mile, turn left on Collins Road.
I mean, you could get a house. They give you enough money. The young girl have a car, just for having a baby. It actually was a good thing, to get pregnant. I mean, it was a lot of benefits. There was a lot of benefits. So that what made things really work because of the welfare system. But since
in 1,000 feet, turn left on Collins Road.
But since they've been cracking down on welfare lately, the teenage birth rate has dropped a whole lot. You don't see that like you used to. And I would suggest young girls to do something different because welfare is
approaching destination.
They take it.
Quarter mile.
It's getting. It's not like it used to be. It is not like it used to be. But that's what made it worse. Was that the welfare system actually fed that behavior. And then what made things worse, right after that came the crack epidemic, and it was all downhill, y'all. You know how that goes. So on that note, let me get out of here.
Arrived at your destination on the right side, 351 Collins Road.
Yeah, let me get out of here. And I'll catch y'all on the flip flop.